All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hometown Sports Huddle. I'm Dave Walls, joined in studio now by someone I wasn't expecting to talk to at this time of year, but Bill Pope, the now retired head coach of Northside High School basketball. Bill, first of all, great to talk to you again. We've, of course, been working together for a long time now over the years in coverage. 40 years at Northside High School, 46 years of coaching, and just announced your retirement to the team. First of all, congratulations on announcing your retirement. What went into this decision to say now is the time?
Well, that's a decision that was a hard one. I have mixed feelings. There's part of me that really wants to continue coaching. And I still love going to practice each day this year.
Right.
I still love the game, so it wasn't like there was a part that was driving me away. It's just really this other part of me that says that I want to experience life without having the title of head coach. And to be a head coach, it's a year-round commitment.
Yeah.
And that's how it's been. So it's not new, but you have to be willing to really invest a lot of your time, not just in the part of the time where you're selecting a team and going through games, but the entire year. And just at this time in my life, I want to give time to some other things.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. 40 years at one school is just numbers we don't see very much anymore from coaching at any level of sports, whether that's high school all the way up to the pros. What was it about Northside High School that was just so special when you think back to 40 years? So I'm sure along the way, and I don't fault anybody, but I'm sure there's, thoughts of, maybe this would be the right time to make a jump here, or this school is opening. But you stayed at Northside for 4 decades. What was it about Northside and Roanoke in particular?
Well, my wife and I, we found a home in North Lakes, which is right next to the school. Yeah, it was a fantastic location. Of course, I was already working there to begin with. But we loved the neighborhood. We loved the school. I got really lucky because I ended up being at the best school in the Roanoke Valley. And that's how I feel about Northside. And so it just started that way. And, that's where I started my career. Before I was a head coach, I started there as a JV coach,
Correct.
1980, 81, and then came back as a head coach in 86, 87. So, but, we had a home there, and it just always felt like that was a fantastic area for my family to grow up in, and we have a basketball family, and so everybody just became a part of that.
So everybody's hooping in the family. Who else is a hooper at home?
Well, I have 4 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
My wife Patty, 4 daughters: Cassidy, Callie, Kelsey, and Carly, and not. They're all basketball fans, and some played, and some did other sports. But, right from when they were pretty much born, they were coming to Northside games. My wife just said, we're gonna fully support this, and there's no way I would have been able to do it unless that was there. That became what we did and our priority, and so.
You're a man who doesn't need alarms anymore.
Yeah, and so, anyways, so we just started doing that right from the beginning, and even today, as the 3 out of the 4 are living within a day's drive, not far, but when they come in, whenever they come in, I mean, it's games and stuff, they're up there. Now we have 12 grandkids, and they're all big Northside fans, so. And not only that, but then my extended family, my 2 brothers, sister, my mom and dad, and all their kids, they're all big Northside fans too. So it's really a family that has been able to support me to really make this go this long.
That's fantastic. Now, 3 state championships at Northside. And I know some coaches, they like to they get defined by their success, by their wins, by their championships. But, you don't pour 4 decades into something without, a higher purpose, about teaching the kids, about making a difference. What can you tell me about, what you feel like you've put into that community, what they've given back to you?
Well, they've given a lot back for you. The Northside community, as I said, in Northside High School has been tremendous. And the support we've had and just the amount of people that have been incredibly supportive and nice and generous and willing to help. I think with coaching, and I think it's true for a lot of coaches, you want to, that winning is important to us. We're all competitive, but we all know that we're also trying to help them as they go through the challenges of that age, and then knowing that there's a bigger picture. I think one of the big things I learned from coaching a long time is you can see that, because now all of a sudden you're seeing somebody that you coached when they were 17, 18, and then now you're standing them and they're much older, and they got kids that are that age.
Yeah.
And so you see a pretty big picture, but you hope that you're trying to give them some life lessons through all this, because basketball does, and sports in general, teach you a lot about handling things in life. I really believe it's super important.
I agree with you, and I got to be honest. Since I heard a little rumbling about it last night. Maybe you told the team about it last night, or before the news officially broke today. But I got to tell you, the feedback we've been getting from not just outside this building, but even just the people inside this building who went to North Side or have connections in North Side. The emails going, "Oh my gosh, you have to call Coach Pope. He's a legend over there." Like I didn't know who you were already. But what's been the feedback so far from the alumni since this announcement? I know that it only technically became public a few hours ago, but your phone has to be blowing up.
It's been fantastic, and I really mean that. I wanted to make the announcement at the banquet, but I didn't want the banquet to be about that, so nobody within the team knew that.
Right.
My coaching staff did, but I made them aware of it. At the end of the banquet, I announced it, and it was hard. It was very hard to announce it, because I still have a lot of feelings of love of coaching and the challenges and all that. But the feedback since then has been really incredible. Just to hear from guys and and just different people within the community, or whether it's people I coached or didn't coach or taught, and so it's been really nice and really meaningful.
That's fantastic. And one more question before we go, and I mean this sincerely, and I mean this as a compliment. You're a coach that I know year in, year out. You pour all your emotion into the game. After the wins, I see you there celebrating with your guys, and through the tough losses, you were there consoling them as well. What are you going to miss about leading this group of gentlemen? I mean, 40 years at Northside, and I know the players change, I know the years change, but still there's something that brings you back each year. What are you going to miss?
Well, I mean, you said it right there, the relationships, the everyday, just being with them, working with them, being around my coaches, just all the relationships, the people that are helping behind the scenes that people don't see out on the court, that are helping me like crazy with things. The thing I've learned a lot and just continue to learn is how many people it takes to have a successful program, and you just need lots of them. Yeah, I don't even think I can get to that number, but I will miss all of that. I'll miss all those interactions, and I think that there'll be moments where I think this is probably happening right now, and I'll probably think about it, and I probably have a smile about it. It's just thinking about it. But I will really miss that. Just even last night as I, was making that and talking to the guys at the end, and I knew those are the special things when it's not just winning. If you win and you're fortunate enough to win, I mean fortunate enough to win, and then win big ones or championships, but it's doing it with somebody.
Yeah.
That's just really the special thing about it, is that you get to share that moment, and you have that moment forever in that memory. That's what I'll miss.
That's fantastic. And quick follow-up. So now, what does life look like for you now?
Well, the truth of the matter is I don't know all those answers. I mean, I haven't done this before. So I don't know, but I do know some ideas that my wife and I have, and 12 grandkids, and all within a day's drive, and one that's close by. So We try to spend as much time as we can, but at times, with coaching, you have to sacrifice
Sure.
or don't do it. So I had to make that decision. If I was gonna do it, then.
All right, welcome back one final time to the Hometown Sports Huddle. I'm Dave Walls. All right, only have another minute or two here left, but I did want to highlight a few things. First of all, we got some postseason awards coming in already for the Galax girls basketball team. In fact, Coach Patrick Puckett, after leading the Maroon Tide to their first Class 1 title, well, we'll talk about him in a minute because we put up the Liberty Super. So let's talk about the Liberty Flames. They come from behind to beat George Mason 77-71. Liberty was actually leading by 10 midway through that game last night in the NIT first round, but the Patriots came back, tied it up, only for the Flames to come from behind again and retake that lead for good. So now Liberty could actually host a second round game. They're waiting on another game that's in action tonight. Then we'll know if Liberty will be in Lynchburg this weekend or if they will be going back on the road for the second round. But Mason had a 3 seed, so congratulations to them. Also, we were just talking about Galax. There we go. Coach Patrick Puckett of the Maroon Tide led his girls team to the Class 1 state title, their first in program history, and he's able to be named the Class 1 Coach of the Year. Also, Maroon Tide player Riley Hawks is also named the Player of the Year for Class 1. So 2 major awards going out in Galax, and we congratulate the Maroon Tide on that. All right, next 2 days, Austin Hicks and Mitch Carr will be in here on the Hometown Sports Huddle. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Dave Walls, and you have yourself